What's up, Raiders? TristenWulf here, and I'm going to go over the pathing for the Lysanther Fusion event for the new event that's up, the Path of Spring. We've got our Path of Spring where you can complete objectives to earn egg coins to get rewards. It's primarily a summon event, and it's pretty brutal. After seeing this path, I am happier than ever that I am skipping this fusion. But for those of you who are pushing it, this is the pathing that I recommend you take. Now, first of all, to get these coins, you can get artifacts and accessories. So by farming the different stages, the different dungeons, the campaign, you can earn currency. It's not a ton, but it's currency. The primary currency is going to come from, of course, doing summons, with sacred shards being the biggest payout. So I'm going to give an equivalent amount of eggs in sacred shards as we move through this. So at the start, it doesn't matter which one you pick. Your choice. They're all 250. You'll pick any one of the 250s. You'll move into the second tier. You'll pick any one of the 500s. Once you pick those, you're going to move into the next stage. And the next stage is we need to chase down to get a key. So you're going to work your way through this, probably through the book, then through the chicken, then through the 4-star book. You can pick whichever brew you need the most. Probably the voids, but whichever brew you need the most, you'll go through that brew. And then you can slide down and grab either the 6,000 currency legendary chaos ore or the 6,000 currency chaos dust, whichever one you need the most, and boom, you've got your first key for 1,000 coins. To get to this key, to get to this first key, you have now spent 18,250 currency. Now, once that's done, you've got two choices. If you need more of the Uzans, then you will stop here. As soon as you get this first key, you'll backtrack up and grab this 3,500 haste glyph, use your key, and pick up your Uzan fragments. Once you pick up this first Uzan fragment, you will be at 25,750 of the currency spent. After you do that, you've got access to 2 keys. If you don't need any more Uzans, if you didn't need any in the first place for the 7,500 currency, you can actually save 500 by going through one of the Eternal Soar essences, depending on which key you went for. But I'm assuming you probably need Uzans. This event's a little unforgiving, and it looks like unless you got real lucky in your summons, you're probably going to need more of this guy. But let's just assume that you don't. You could have saved 500 going through one of the essences. Now you have access to 2 keys. Just grab one of them. Now that you grab the second key, you're up to 26,750 currency spent. This will give you access to the 50,000 currency perfect soul, but it is a 5-star perfect soul. They're not spread around like the last fusions. Bam, and you're done. If you don't need any more Uzans, you are done at a grand total of 76,750 currency spent. That is the equivalent to just a hair under 17 sacred summons. So doing 17 sacred summons and just a teensy-weensy bit of farming, and boom, you've got your perfect soul. But what if you need all of the Uzans? You need all 4 of the Uzans. Well, then your next step is going to be picking up the other key. There's 2 down here, so you'll immediately be able to get the second one. So when you pick up the second one, you will be at 77,750 currency spent. Now you're going to take these 2 keys, you're going to slide up here, and you're going to unlock either the left or the right. So 2,500 currency for the glyph, and then you go through the key and you pick up your Uzan for 4,000, and that gives you access to the last key that you're going to need for another 1,000. At this point in time, at this Uzan, you are up to 84,250 currency. Now you grab the key, it's another 1,000. After that key is done, you can slide all the way up here to the top for 2,000 stamina to get this last haste glyph, and then go down and pick up this Uzan for 4,000 currency. Then you can grab this precision glyph and grab your last Uzan for another 4,000 for a grand total of all 4 Uzan fragments and the perfect soul of 97,750, and that's if you keep it on the cheap. 97,750 is a lot. That's a hair under 22 sacred summons, 21.7. So you could probably farm that last 0.7 pretty easily, but 21 sacred summons is a stiff price to pay, especially coming out of the last reward path event from the last fusion. Not a lot of you who aren't swiping are going to be able to handle this. So again, I caution you, this is not the best fusion for early game players. It's one that is wholly skippable. If you have a bunch of summons on deck and you think you can clear this, I still think it's better to sit on those summons and wait for something better. But if you're end game and you want to do stupid things to the Hydra, you want to proc crazy high scores and be that guy for your guild, then by all means, you go nuts with your resources. But I think for the early to mid-game players, this one's a pass, especially with how punitive this path is. Now, one thing you can do is if you just want Yuzan and you've got a handful of summons, is you can chase Yuzan, and since you're skipping Lysanthier entirely, you don't need to spend 50,000 currency on this Sacred Soul, and that lowers the cost down to only 40,000 currency. It practically cuts it in half, and you'll be able to get away with picking up your Yuzan for only about 10 sacred shards. So if you weren't able to farm your Yuzan any other way, or you're just wanting a second one for an imprint, that's a possibility for you. That would be a solid way to pick up your second Yuzan, and only using 10 sacreds, that's not as terrible. Maybe even less if you farm a little bit more heavily. So that's an option for those of you who aren't chasing the Lysanthier, but are wanting to pick up Yuzan, because I tell you what, Yuzan, he is the winner of this fusion event. I think as nice as Lysanthier might be for busting the Hydra's foreheads, Yuzan seems to be a much more new player and mid-game player friendly unit to have on your account. So that's an option for you too. And my last bit of advice for those of you who are new, make sure you are downloading and playing this game on somebody's download link. You can use mine. It's in the description of the video, or you can scan that QR code up top. If you do that, you'll be able to pick up for free, day one of your account, a legendary hero. You'll pick up a Leneral and be able to use her to poison and HP burn the enemies, dropping serious damage, hitting way above your weight class, detonating poisons, burning them. It can't be resisted. Very gear friendly, very easy to build this hero. And by the time you hit rank 15, you will pick up Rector Drath, who is fan-freaking-tastic for keeping your team alive. She's a healer. She stealths your team with Perfect Veil. She is able to bring units back from the dead. Solid unit pickup. Great addition to your team. And then, of course, you can use a promo code. I recommend either using Monkey King for Wukong, Supreme 6 for Galek, or GetAlice for Alice the Wanderer. You can even use Get Loki. All of those promo codes will be in the description of the video, and I have videos on each one so you can pick the one that's best for you. I hope this helps you guys out. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and you guys have a great rest of your week. Take care, Raiders.